All right, hello everyone. So I know we have a sub today. Here is what I want you to do as far as your project today. So today is going to be quite calming project, and we are going to do something called Zentangles, which is just line patterns. And to start us off, let me show you my example. So we're doing this kind of fish design with maybe some underwater. So to start off, you are going to turn your paper to the side. I know that mine is horizontal. You're going to turn it vertical because I think this is the easiest way to draw it. And you are going to start in the corner. And you are going to draw kind of like a triangle shape, but I am rounding mine just a little bit. If you are having a hard time drawing a shape like this, you could just draw a simple triangle. And then you will go across the whole bottom or the whole row and start. So I'm starting my triangle right at the end of the other one. Mine aren't super huge, but you also don't want them super small. So this one kind of gets cut off at the end of the page. Totally fine. So at this time, you are going to draw your first row of triangles. Now what you're going to do after that is you are going to start your next triangle at the points of the other one. So it will kind of look like a diamond shape. So I'm going to do my curved triangle. Again, if you cannot do that, you can always just do regular triangle, of course, without the bottom. So I'm going to go across. And so I'm starting mine at each point, and we have to make sure you get the ends as well. So I have my second row. At this time, you are going to draw your second row of triangles. You're going to do this again. So I'm going to start mine here and here on both little points. So I'm going to go up, make a triangle. Again, I am just curving mine slightly. But if you need to do it just straight, totally okay. And so I have 3 rows done. I'm going to do, how about one more row? So I'm going to start here. This one goes off the page. Another one. Another one. And I am done with this row. So at this point, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 different times that I've done this. Now you are going to start your third and fourth row of triangles. And now I'm going to do a couple that are just sticking out. So if you look at mine, I have a couple that are just sticking out. So I'm going to start right here and make another, as if I'm making another row, but I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to skip this space, do another one. I think it's fun to make some of them like on the ends a little bit bigger. So you could always do that. If you really want to, you could draw your own fish kind of just floating out if you would like. So I have one just kind of floating. At this time, you are going to draw those fish that are sticking out a bit. I'm going to turn it back this way, and this is when I'm going to actually turn them into fish. So the ones on the end, you might be able to fit and draw like a fin or something. So for an example, maybe I have a little fin here. I have a mouth, or an eye, a mouth. On all your fish, you're going to want to do this U shape. So I could maybe have a room for a fin. So you want to do this kind of curved line. I'm going to go ahead and before I fill in all of my fish faces, I'm going to draw this curved line at the tops of all of mine. At this time, you are going to draw that curved line at the top of your fish's face on all of your fish. And now I can start going in and doing faces. So to start off, I'm actually going to try to do like fun faces for each one. So maybe one's eye is closed. I'm going to draw a cool fin. This one I actually have room to draw some sort of fin. This one looks a little funny, but I have a little bit of room. This one, maybe I want that super open and they have a straight face. So some of them you might be able to fit a fin. I'm not going to do fins for all of them. I'll do one for this one. And I really only did fins on mine for the front ones here. But I am going to do faces for all of them. So I'm going to go in, and I think it's easier to just do all of the faces at once. So drawing a different type of face for all of them. Trying to have some variety in what I'm drawing. So maybe some of them are super happy and some of them maybe look a little bit more angry. So I'll do an angry one. At this time, you are going to draw a fun face on all your fish faces. Give some variety to them as well. Now I'm going to get into the actual Zentangle. So Zentangle is making cool line patterns all over your fish. So each one, I don't think I've repeated any design on any of them. Some might look slightly similar, but I never repeated any designs. So this is where you might have to think a little bit harder and try to come up with designs. So I'm going to start pretty simple and do just these kind of scalloped lines. And maybe for some of them, I just want to do zigzag lines. Totally okay. But then you can get into some more complex designs. Like, for example, I am going to do like a cool circular design to fill it up. Now this is going to, you're going to try to relax and be super relaxed and just take your time figuring out these little line designs. It's okay if they overlap. Maybe on this one I want to do a cool flame print design. Think about different patterns you can use, and if you would like to just do shapes, like you could just do a shape design if you would like. Even though Zentangle focuses on line, I am fine with you using shapes as well. So if I just wanted to do cool shapes and fill up my box that way. Now this one is looking a little bit lackluster, so I would probably do a little bit more. You are going to draw these Zentangles on all of your fish. I am going to show you one more step before we end the video and you have time to do those, but please do the Zentangles first. When you are all done filling out all your designs, you are going to draw some bubbles. So I'm going to do those out of the mouths of our fish. And then I'm going to do a little shine mark. So a shine mark is just kind of a half circle. So some of my big ones that I could fit to make it look like it's a shiny bubble. And then the very last step of the drawing phase is to draw some wavy lines so they look like they're in the ocean. Now, if you would like to do some sort of other line, totally okay. If you get done with all of this, you can start to color. However, this might take kind of a long time to do, so you might not even get to coloring. But if you do get done with all of this, and I would actually have all of my designs done, so if you get to this step, then you can start coloring. Let's try to focus doing this in just pencil, since we don't have a whole bunch of Sharpies, and because it might be hard to draw out the fish at first.